Today we're going to be doing a quick and dirty lesson on T-Shirt by Rhett. The song's pretty simple. It only has a few parts and they're not terribly complicated. You have the beginning of the song, the verse, and you also have the chorus, which are the same part. So on a 5-string, you would be playing the 7th fret on the B string, and then the 4th and then 5th fret on the A string, and then the 5th fret on the E string. So if you're playing a 4-string, you will be playing that on the 2nd fret of the E string. So 2nd fret of the E string, 4th and 5th frets of the A string, 5th fret of the E string. Now, you can play this song super bare bones like that and it'll work, but if you want to kind of spice it up, there's several ways to do that. You have your own style, I have my own style. For me, one thing I like to do a lot is octaves, so I'll play that part. Then I'll add in so basically an octave, if you're not familiar, is 2 frets up, 2 strings up on the bass. And as long as your bass is tuned, standard tuning, and it's not in drop D or something, that rule applies no matter where you are on the bass. 2 frets up, 2 strings up will give you an octave of the note that you're playing. It's just something little that you can throw in that gives your bass line a little bit of character, a little bit of spice. It's nothing fancy, it's super easy, but when you combine that with a few other techniques, it kind of makes you sound like you're a little bit better than maybe you are. That's a nice trick that you can always pull off. Another trick is the chord. This is basically what you would consider an arpeggio, but it's a power chord. So you would there's all kinds of different things you can throw in, and you're more than welcome to cop any of the stuff that I'm doing, or you're more than welcome to throw it away and play it however you want. Okay, that's the first verse. When you get to the end of the first verse, there's a little bit of a pre-chorus. And the part that becomes the pre-chorus happens twice in the song. The first time it happens right before the first chorus. You're hanging on an E. In this case, it would be the 5th fret of the B string, or if you have a 4-string, you'll be playing an open on the E string. So and then I play a run. And it goes right back into that same riff, which is the chorus. For that open E, it would sound like this. That run, if you like that run, it's really not in the song, but I like to play it. And if you're on a 5-string, it's gonna be the 5th and 7th fret of the B string, the 4th, 5th, and 7th fret of the E string, the 4th, 5th, and 7th fret of the A string, and then back to your root note, that F sharp. So or if you're playing it on a 4-string and you don't have the ability to play up here, you're going to play an open, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, and then 4th, 5th, and 7th fret on the A string. So okay, so that brings us to the chorus. Like I said, the chorus is the same as the verse riff, and you can play it exactly the same if you like, but one cool thing about the song and dynamics is that in the verse, it's a little more reserved, muted. It's more just kind of like a straight, choppy kind of groove. But in the chorus, it opens up a little bit, gives you a little more room to play, and you can really kind of express yourself more in the chorus. So instead of, might do it. Obviously, don't get too crazy, don't step on the vocals too much. Those are all just little things you can throw in there. I never do that in the chorus, what I just did there, but they're just examples of what you could do if you were trying to throw something in there. One thing I do is this. So it's... It's nothing serious, it's just the 10th fret, 9th fret, and 7th fret on the D string, so... It's nothing fancy, like I said, but little tricks like that make you sound like you're really tearing it up when really you're just doing something pretty basic. So I like to cheat, if you will. That's pretty much my entire music career has been faking it to get by. And a lot of times people don't realize you're faking it, they think you're just really good. Coming out of the first chorus, you have, I don't really know how to describe it, but you're going back into the verse, but there's a pause. So you play the first note of the verse part. For me, I play the first note and then I slide out of it, pause, and then it comes back on kind of a weird count. I'm not sure what you'd count it as. It's like 2, 3, 4. It's kind of like a 4 and or something. If you listen to the song, you'll hear what I'm talking about. Try to feel it more than count it. If you count it, that's fine, but in my experience, I like to feel what's happening in the music, and if you're not feeling the groove, then you're missing something. So the second verse starts out like that, so it's like... So basically that very first line just skips that 4 and 5 on the A string. So you're basically hitting that F sharp, and then you're skipping those 4th fret, 5th fret notes. You're going straight to that A. The rest of that verse is the same as the first. When you're coming out of the second verse, you do not go back to that pre-chorus. You go straight into the chorus. So you're in the verse, and you're straight into the chorus, playing the same line, but spicing it up a little bit. After the second chorus, guitar player is going to play a solo. So you're going to continue to play the chorus line during the solo. At the end of the solo, you're going to go back to that pre-chorus. So you're back to this. But instead of going into the chorus part again, when you come out of that pre-chorus and that run, you're going to go into, I guess you can consider it a bridge. The bridge part, or interlude, or whatever you want to call it, is actually done with a keyboard, like a clav sound on the record. And I don't have a keyboard player in my band, so I've taken it upon myself to play that part with my bass, and it sounds like this. I actually slap it usually, so it's... That is the 2nd fret, 4th fret, and 5th fret on the E string, then the 2nd fret on the E string, then the 4th and 5th fret on the A string, and then back to the A, which is the 5th fret on the E string. So okay, so when you're done playing that part, it does go back into another chorus, and then after that chorus, that's going to be the same chorus riff that you usually play. It's going to do that, I think, 4 more times after the chorus, and then it goes back into that interlude part. It does that maybe 4 more times at the very end of the song, and that's where it ends. And that's it. I'm going to run through this song. I'm just going to go straight through. If I make a mistake, I don't care. I'm not going to stop. The point of this isn't to play it note for note. The point of this isn't to play it like a virtuoso. I'm just trying to play the song so that you have an idea, and maybe you can use this in your set. I wish you the best of luck. Till next time, stay positive, hang loose.
It was 2 for 1 and 4 for 2 at Christmas lights in the middle of June, all hung up like I was on you. I say, hey, baby, do you wanna come over? You say no way, then you move in closer. Next thing I know, you were in my t-shirt, right there, your hair messed up like a Guns N' Roses video. Oh, oh, so high, still got it up in my head. You were moving around in the TV lane. I ain't ever seen anything like your dress, my floor, the way you wore my t-shirt. Yeah, you look good in my t-shirt, girl. Oh yeah. We'll be walking up the stairs with the neighbors saying, keep